Good to see them back in action. 60 Minutes is now defending its decision to air graphic video of a gas attack in Syria. Last night's broadcast showed disturbing cell phone footage of victims as they suffered seizures and respiratory failure. The sarin gas attack took place in 2013 outside Damascus. It killed an estimated 1,400 people, including children. Journalist Scott Pelley says he wants people to understand the magnitude of these attacks.
You don't see it. I don't believe the impact truly hits you. Even though people will be disturbed by what they see, it has to be seen.
Alan Colmes is host of The Alan Colmes Show, nationally syndicated by Fox News Radio. Tammy Bruce, radio talk show host and a Fox News contributor, our media panel today. Was it appropriate, Tammy?
You know, I have no problem with them showing it. They warned the audience, you can choose to watch it or not watch it. I'm a big fan of more information is better. But my question becomes that they had access to this years ago, effectively, a couple years ago, and only now they're doing it. I think this would have been even more powerful and more important when we were having that discussion of Obama's red line. What can we do? Should we go in? And yet this has now gone on for a couple of years. So I immediately wonder about, is there an agenda? And I also am wondering if the point is that if we don't see it, we don't really know what's going on. We had now some Ethiopians murdered by ISIS, Ethiopian Christians, just the other day, just like with the Egyptians. Video is out there. They're not showing the ISIS videos either. So it's about what kinds of choices are being made. Do you show everything? And my question, why now?
You're saying that CBS purposely sat on this to help President Obama?
I don't know.
Is that what you're suggesting?
But the point is that I even have to think that because of the nature of legacy media and the fact that they had it for a couple years, Alan, and they were only seeing it now.
You make a good point that it should be out right away, but it normally is, because with digital media and with cell phone video, you don't have to wait for CBS to show it, which is why even if CBS didn't show it, people would get to see it anyway. And there was a warning. I can't imagine that we don't need you know, Big Brother to keep this from us. We agree that this is important. It's an important piece of footage that people need to see to know what's going on and to know the horror of what goes on.
Well, we'll talk about Hillary Clinton in a moment, but she was Secretary of State when this took place.
Well, see, and I think this is for you know, I look at things within a political framework. This is politics. We know because of Obama's comments, it was really about gas. It was about this kind of an attack that he said would determine whether we did something. And it's interesting that it shows up past the time of where anyone thinks now that we can make a difference. How many more people have been gassed? By the way, the chemical agreement allows Assad to use chlorine. So it's not like there isn't still gas attacks happening. But I think the timing is interesting as we get into a year that doesn't affect Obama at all.
This presupposes, again, it's always Obama's fault or Hillary's fault in the middle of a political campaign.
It's not anybody's fault.
But this also presupposes that we need to jump in every time. You know, we didn't jump in when the Kurds were being gassed, right, during Saddam Hussein. We waited until 15 years later to remove Saddam Hussein. This notion that because something terrible is happening in the world, we must then take action.
Well, but Obama set that tone, though. He's the one that set the red line. Nobody was clamoring for him to say, let's do something about Libya. But the question now becomes, and it's horrible that we have to ask this about legacy media, why now? Why are they not showing other things that are happening? Will they show the ISIS murdering of Christians videos?
But who's the they? You don't have to wait for the they because it's already on the internet. Story about the beheading of the Christians already on the internet.
60 Minutes and Scott Pelley now.
People aren't waiting for CBS to come to the table.
I understand, but a lot of people aren't doing what we do and they rely on legacy media.
Let's go from television to a new book, as yet unpublished. There are new questions that the book raises over foreign donations to the Clinton Foundation. Talks about foreign entities giving money and receiving favorable treatment by the State Department while Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. It makes the point, apparently, again, the book is due out in a couple of weeks, but it makes the point, Alan, that Bill Clinton gave 13 speeches worth $500,000 or more. 11 of them took place while his wife was Secretary of State.
You're not telling me that people are attacking the Clintons already, are you? This is already happening? That's the problem with announcing early. Maybe you should have waited to announce another 6 months because this is what's happening. I mean, if they can prove You know, most people's eyes are not yet on the 2016 presidential race. I don't know that this is going to be a big issue come fall of 2016. If indeed one can prove that there was a quid pro quo, that's a totally different story. But right now it's idle speculation among those who particularly don't want Hillary Clinton to get some traction in a presidential race.
Peter Schweitzer, the author, apparently goes to great lengths to document the details that he brings out in this book.
Well, Alan, if it's idle speculation, then it's all legacy media that's been idly speculating about the Clintons. All of his details he gets from material that is already out from the mainstream media.
I thought the media loved the Clintons and loved Democrats and loved liberals.
Well,
what
yes,
happened?
but see, this is what's important about the book, is that when you have a bunch of disparate information, pieces all over the place, brought together within context as a whole, it looks very, very different. And I think that this book, of course, you know, you write a book, it's set to come out. They didn't know when she was going to declare.
Oh,
and,
yes, they
and look,
kind of did.
there's a lot of books being written right now, I'm sure, about Scott Walker and Marco Rubio and Jeb Bush.
Really?
So they've got to be able to handle the books like this and criticisms. The Clintons are not very good at it, but we'll see.
We'll let the American people read it and make up their own minds.
That's right. That's
Tammy
right.
Bruce.
Let them decide. We report.
Alan Cole.
I heard
That's
that somewhere.
Thank you both. Fox News Channel is working on an hour-long special on that new book. It's called Fox News Reporting: The Tangled Clinton Web. Brett Baer is the host. You can watch it this weekend. Stay tuned for more details as to what time.